I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test part 599 while doing ECU tendon training. And if you participate in the ECU tendon training, that's at your own risk. Service 10 here. In the second half of the video. Now we have here a little graphic of Wikipedia, so we in a little excursion and we are doing something about the public sector and the civil servants and the public servants and the public service, private sector and the voluntary sector. We are since 14 parts in that. Now we're having a little graphic, we're coming to the end now. A little graphic, and that is about the employments in the UK public sector. Okay, we want to say that in the year 2013, we're starting with that it's a bit out, in the year 2013, of 5 million people working in the public sector, which are 20% of all the employees in the United Kingdom. One and a half million were working for the NHS, 1.5 million in education, and 1 million in public administration. I have a secondary role, and I think if these informations exist somewhere, that might be helpful also for us, because when we have a little note of the things we actually found out as little things about our research, what is the civil service? Now here we have something about the public sector. These people are not part of the civil service. The civil service are mostly actually prison staff, and all the other ones are bureaucracy doing. All the paperwork, new passports, new car things, driver's licenses, job centers, home office, immigration, also at courts and at justice things, and also government things, and then also special things like food department. And then there maybe somewhere might be 1 or 2 persons who work as marine biologists. No, here. I have a second camera already rolling, so I'm going to talk about that. In the year 2013, 5.5 million people were working in the United Kingdom in the public sector, which are 20% of all the employees in the whole country. And 1.5 million were working for the NHS, 1.5 million for education, and 1 million in the public administration. It wasn't 100% perfect, but it was okay. I'm going to stop the camera. And we had something else. Now it was Jane Holleran who gave us a little advice how we would write our own presentation if we would apply for a job for civil service. So she writes here. It is crucial to take time to carefully read the job description and any supplementary information, specifically noting the essential criteria. For my current role, she was working in clinical practice, and she wanted to go to the Food Standard Agency. And for my current role, I was required to submit a curriculum vitae, so written down what she had done in her life, provide a 1,000-word statement of suitability, and a 500-word statement demonstrating how I met the lead criteria. The 1,000-word statement asked me to evidence 3 types of skills. I allowed myself roughly 300 words for each one. For organizational skills, the exams I used included performing multiple 15-minute consultations daily, in which I took histories and notes, performed clinical exams and prescribed medication. And second, a situation I faced whilst working sole charged, in which a dog presented an acute heart failure required me to reprioritize and coordinate my tasks to successfully accommodate this emergency case within my existing workload. Now, we are here for the following now. I used the car and the star formats to structure my answers. We are just here for naming these 2 things. But the other thing we have nothing to do, I don't know, technically. We do, because we learn it from life in UK, civil service, and so on. Civil service recruitment is focused on understanding decisions made and actions performed to demonstrate a behavioral skill. It's easy to be overly descriptive, but using the car and star formats help avoids this and keeps things concise. I don't know what I heard it a couple of times, but I don't know what it means. I can get it from the context, but not really. Even something you may consider menial, such as completing insurance forms and prescriptions, can be used to demonstrate organization, attention to detail, and the ability to prioritize. I made sure the answer I perfected the most was for the lead criteria, which was on the subject of using evidence to make decisions. I explained that this is fundamental to veterinary work, giving examples on how I obtained evidence. She was working as a veterinarian. How I obtained evidence, for example, this and this testing, and the use of data to make clinical decisions. Okay, we want, as a little note what we take from that, the CAR and the STAR method. The CAR method is context, action, result, so CAR. Context, action, result. Also, or the STAR method. Situation, task, action, result. STAR. Situation, task, action, result. And they are used as formats to structure the answers. For example, if it is required that the person should write a 1,000-word statement, an essay, let's say essay, in which a person should describe situations. Let's take it that broadly. The CAR and the STAR method, the CAR or the STAR method. CAR, context, action, result. STAR, situation, task, action, result, can be used to avoid, where was it? To avoid being overly descriptive and to keep the things concise, people use for that, without knowing what it means, can be used to write an essay, if it is demanded to describe a situation. We are just here for the CAR and STAR, we don't have to say what it is, it's just better to say. Let's try it in this part. I'm going to start the camera. Let's just start and see how far we go. The CAR and the STAR method. The CAR and the STAR method. The CAR, CAR, and the STAR, STAR method. CAR, context, action, result. STAR, situation, task, action, result. They can be used if it is demanded to write a description of something, and that can help to avoid being overly descriptive. It was certainly not perfect, but it is now clear for all the people watching it that these are just notes, in a way. Just, this is CAR, this is STAR, that is it. You understand it? We also had to adjust your name a little bit, and we are able to understand that people are intelligent, so maybe they got what I said. CAR, STAR, CAR, STAR, context, action, result, situation, task, action, result. We're going to watch the video and look if that was good, and then we will learn for other videos which we will do in the future. I'm going to stop the second camera. And with that, we're done with our little adventure around the civil service, and we can go back to the book, to the section civil service, and go on with the civil service. So if you're here for going on with the civil service, what is written in the official handbook, and not some other informations which is just someone else has written, then you can go directly to the next video where we will start to go on with civil service. If you're here for the ECU tendon training, then you're right. We're doing now the ECU tendon training. If you participate, it is at your own risk. We're having a good stand, and we're doing the flat gait. Hands next to us, hands on the fists, and we're bringing them down, holding wet 1 to 2 seconds, and then up, and holding wet 1 to 2 seconds. Again down. Context, action, result. STAR, situation, task, action, result. They're really good. They're actually good. I never thought about it very good or not. I just wanted information, knowledge about it. And again down. and next exercise, the counterfeit money check. Hands next to us, and we bring fists up and down. And up and down. We have 3 rules. The first one is to stop immediately as soon as there's pain. Again, up. The second one is that we go only as fast as we can go with a little bit of effort. Again, down. Last time. And the third one is that we're not overdoing it. Again, up. We just want to strengthen, not to exhaust. Next exercise. I'm going to use a tennis racket. A tennis racket is light, just around 300 grams, but it has a long lever, so use whatever you want to use, but it has to be in accordance with our 3 rules. The money can take the lower arm and go to the outside, and slowly to the inside. So whatever weight or dumbbell you use, make sure our 3 rules are met. The first one, to stop immediately as soon as there's pain. The second one is that we're going only as fast as we can go with a little bit of effort. And the third one is that we're not overdoing it. We just want to strengthen, not to exhaust. And the last time over. And back. And over the other. Again in. And the last time. And now, long arm out, take the upper, and go slowly just to the outside, and back. And the last time. Everybody ready to say the car, C-A-R, C-A-R, context, action, result, or the star, S-T-A-R, situation, task, action, result, method can be used to write a sentence, to write an essay in a concise and structured manner to avoid being overly descriptive. And one more time. And now with a small arm again, just to the outside. And the last time. And one last. And last time. Now take weight from the top, lift up, go over, back in, and down. Now from the bottom, with that weight, lift up, over, back in, back, and down. And with the other. Just up, over, back in, and down. Now from the outside, up, over, back in, down. And last 2 exercises. You can use a towel, a t-shirt, press onto it, and bring the wrist up, and again down. Don't have time left, so last time up. Again one more. And with your hand, pressing up and down, again up, down. Thank you very much, until next time.